How fast can you get to trust? Today on the Daily Ish Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Ish Show, a show not just for rental housing providers, but anybody looking to get a little bit more white space on your calendar, maybe make a few more dollars and not spend all of your time doing it. How cool would that sound? I know we're coming up at the end of 2022 and lots of goal setting going on out there, lots of vision setting, which I love. That is speaking my language. And lots of cool stuff going on. So I know there's a lot of folks who watch this show who are either would-be entrepreneurs, want to be entrepreneurs, ready to be entrepreneurs. Many are already entrepreneurs and small business owners and so forth. So this show is for you. We're trying something a little bit different for those of you who watch this show on YouTube, going live on YouTube actually. So it is giving this a try, just trying something a little bit different for you folks. And as we're heading into 2023, got some cool stuff coming up. Not letting the kitty out of the burlap just yet, but we will get to that. So what we're talking about today is how fast can you get to trust? And what I mean by that is how fast can you create a trusting environment? Now, it's been said, and I've heard this, and I don't really know that I love this phrase, but the risk of insult is the price of clarity. Yeah, that might be true. And I know there's some folks out there who are just happy to leave a room completely on fire and just leave a trail of destruction behind them. But if you're not able to convey that clarity, if the people that you're trying to share that clarity with don't trust you, right? So let me look at this in the context of the 5 team dysfunctions. That is something that was brought up by Patrick Lencioni. And that refers to the 5 dysfunctions that come up in any environment. This could be an environment of 2 people, not necessarily, keep in mind a team can be 2 people, but its foundation is based on trust. And there's a lack of trust. You've got a fear of conflict, which is, again, this is a hierarchy. So if you don't trust each other, you can't even address conflict. And if you can't address conflict, then you can't even talk about commitment. You can't talk about avoidance of accountability, or you can't even really talk about inattention to results, right? So it all starts with an inability of team members to trust one another, right? Think about it. With low trust, no one is vulnerable with each other. No one will ask for help. Conversations are kept really, really shallow, right? How are you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Well, why is that? Right? Because people don't trust each other. They're afraid of anything being said can be used against them, right? Now think about a high trust environment. Maybe where think of a high trust environment that compared to one of a low trust environment, right? In the former, you can say things poorly and your intentions are going to be understood. In the latter, you can say things perfectly and they're never going to be understood. So let's think about that in the context of, let's think of trust in the context of assumptions. Now, whether you're creating it, building it, maintaining it, or rebuilding it, the speed at which a high level of trust is achieved depends largely on the assumptions that are being made, right? Now, not just the assumptions on their part, but on what assumptions that you're bringing to the conversations as well, right? So what assumptions do others bring, right? Let's see for example, again, let's say that you're the head of a new company. You just bought a new company, you're the head of a new division or whatever. And the people you oversee don't know you, right? They don't know you, so they can only make assumptions based on what they know and what they think they know, right? So they're going to make these assumptions based on what they know and what they think they know. If the last 3 people in that position were insensitive jerks and liars, it's not unreasonable for them to make an assumption that sets you up for an uphill battle, right? Now, what assumptions do you bring? Of course, the same goes for you too. If the last several assignments that you were in environments where everybody got along, you may be setting yourself up for failure if you make the same assumption going into this new assignment where there's a toxic culture, right? This is often what happens in the case of when you have a good, someone who has a good management company in the context of real estate, for example, and they buy a property where there has been a poor management culture, right? In either case, making assumptions can get people into a lot of trouble and make it very difficult to establish trust, And remember, it's not the snake bite that kills you. It's the venom. It's not the toxic environment that's the problem. It's the fact that you're wading into an environment with the wrong assumptions and you're armed with the wrong tools. Now, one concept that has kept me safe from making inaccurate assumptions, and I'm not sure who said this, but has always kept me from blindly making too many assumptions and creating a toxic trust environment, or maybe even walking into a toxic trust environment with the wrong tools. I love this phrase. Before you try to set things straight, be sure you see things straight. Now, I wish I knew who said it because honestly, I'd send them a Christmas card each year, assuming, of course, they like Christmas cards. But there I go again, making more assumptions. That's everything I have for today, everybody. I hope you had a great week, and I hope you have awesome weekend plans heading into the first of a few holiday weekends. Please be sure to place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next time.